Why is there anything at all? But if the answer to this question is that no answer is needed, that there is a brute fact within existence that explains all of existence and itself needs no explanation. In this video, I'll go over the brute fact response to the question, why is there anything at all? And see if it's a better, more logical response than the previous video's response, the necessitarian theistic answer. If you liked this video at any point and thought it was interesting or helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. This really helps this video and channel get seen, and consider subscribing for more videos like it below. Okay, so before I outline the brute fact response to the fundamental question of existence, let's quickly go over the theistic response again, specifically the column cosmological argument revitalized by William Lane Craig, who claims that the only reasonable answer for existence is a personal creator of the universe who, sans the universe, is beginningless, changeless, immaterial, timeless, spaceless, and infinitely powerful. The premises of the argument are, number one, whatever begins to exist has a cause. In this argument, actual infinity or an infinite set of causes can exist. Number two, the universe began to exist, therefore the universe has a cause. That's the column argument in a nutshell. So given the conclusion of it, Craig appends a further conclusion based upon an analysis of what caused the universe that goes like this. The universe has a cause. If the universe has a cause, then an uncaused personal creator of the universe exists, who without the universe is beginningless, changeless, immaterial, timeless, spaceless, and enormously powerful. Therefore, an uncaused personal creator of the universe exists, who, sans the universe, is beginningless, changeless, immaterial, timeless, spaceless, and infinitely powerful. In other words, something exists, God, because there has to be an uncaused cause that is outside of nature and the natural laws, yet could conceive of our universe in reality the way it is. God seems to be the only rational answer, as the traditional attributes and definition of the Judeo-Christian God fit the definition of an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-benevolent personal creator. One could argue back, yes, perhaps the laws of nature existed as such to allow our universe to be created, or that our universe is just one of many, many universes out there, many of which are uninhabitable, making ours not specially created. However, what created the natural laws or the many worlds? Again, the argument is just something outside of nature, and the natural laws had to give rise to them and had to be able to conceive of them somehow and be benevolent enough to go through all that hard work. So there are several ways to respond to this type of cosmological argument. But let's go over the brute fact response, which also explains why there is something rather than nothing. First, what is a brute fact? A brute fact is a fact that cannot be further explained or explains itself. When we think of the brute fact response, we think of the English philosopher Bertrand Russell. But Russell's philosophy has its roots in the philosophy of Scottish philosopher David Hume. Hume was really the first to begin seriously attacking the cosmological arguments and that every contingent being had a cause of its existence. Hume is known for noticing when one line of an argument makes an illogical big leap to the next line of an argument. In the case of the cosmological argument and contingency, he thought everything we observe has a cause, thus the universe has a cause, is one of these two big leaps. This is the same as saying that because all people have a father, the entire human race has a father. More specifically, in his An Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding, he argued that we have no reason to think the causal principle or the statement every being that comes into existence has a cause is true a priori, or as the fact that we all accept independent from experience. We start by analyzing familiar concepts within our world, but then start reaching to unobservable and maybe ununderstandable concepts beyond human experience, which he thought was unwise and illogical to do. Bertrand Russell, in his famous debate on the existence of God with Frederick Copleston in 1964, echoed Hume, explaining that we can't ask about the cause of something like the creation of the universe or all existence because we can't experience it. He then stated there's no explanation needed and the universe is just there, and that's all. For Russell, the universe is a brute fact that needs no explanation. Why can't the universe just exist, he asked. After all, if theists are willing to accept the existence of God as a necessary being, as a type of brute fact that either caused itself to exist or doesn't need a cause, why can an atheist accept the existence of the universe as a brute fact, as a necessary explanation for why anything at all exists? A theist may argue back that since all the components of the universe are contingent, the universe itself is contingent. Russell replies that the move from the contingency of the components of the universe to the contingency of the universe commits the fallacy of composition, which mistakenly concludes that since the parts have a certain property, the whole likewise has that property. For example, a sculptor can create a work of art from many tiny pieces of metal that themselves may not be strong, but together the whole sculpture as a whole can be very sturdy. But still, isn't the job of metaphysics to continue to search for a final, solid solution to the unexplained or unexplainable? One could say Russell commits a taxicab fallacy. Note this isn't an actual logical fallacy, just a metaphor, where one decides to jump out of the taxicab before the final destination is reached. In this case, Russell just shrugs off the argument or exits the taxicab before the cab reaches its destination. However, there's a difference between looking to a brute fact as it explains and genuinely arriving at an unquestionable stopping point, which makes no sense at the time to push further. Why can't the laws of nature perhaps be eternal or outside of time in some way as to not need an explanation as to why they exist? Plus, wouldn't the laws of nature, which we know exist, be a simpler explanation for a brute fact that can exist without a cause than having to invoke an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-benevolent personal creator? If we have to pick a brute fact, doesn't the non-theistic answer seem a bit simpler and thus a better theory? Or maybe there's actually an even better response to the fundamental question than the theistic or brute fact response as to why anything exists. But let me know what you think of these arguments presented here, and then in the next video I'll continue to explore more responses and answers to the fundamental question. Again, if you like this video at any point and thought it was interesting, please consider giving it a thumbs up as it helps the video get seen over some of the mind-numbing content. And make sure to subscribe for more videos like it using the link in the description, including the next video coming out on this series of existence. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell to receive updates when the new video comes out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.